The University of Cape Town was honored to be one of the hosts for the visit of the First Lady of the United States of America, Mrs. Michelle Obama, on Thursday, 23 June 2011. The First Lady arrived in Cape Town on a cold and rainy winter's day, but the warm welcome she received from UCT Vice-Chancellor Dr. Max Price more than made up for the inclement conditions. While at UCT, the First Lady got an opportunity to interact with 50 learners from 5 historically disadvantaged communities in Cape Town.
I thought it would be wonderful to have you all come here to the University of Cape Town. And so many other people thought so too, right? I wanted you all to have the chance to walk around this beautiful campus, right? It's beautiful here. I was saying to one of my assistants, who wouldn't want to spend a few years here? Oh, well, what else are you going to do? It's beautiful here. To meet the professors, to spend some time with some of the students. I wanted you to see that the students here are really not that different from all of you. I wanted you to realize that you can fit in here too. This is a place for you. Because while this is an extraordinary university with top-notch programs and all kinds of famous alumni, getting into a school like this isn't some kind of magical process. And I've said this before. People always ask me, how do you do what you do? It isn't magic. There is no magic dust that helps students succeed at a place like this. Instead, nowadays, it is really about how hard you're willing to work.
Mrs. Obama's message to the students, it's been in this country and in other countries, is really the same as one of the core mandates of the University of Cape Town. The first is we recognize that students from these communities often have had the disadvantage of being at very poor schools, schools where they haven't had the school laboratories, school libraries, teachers not as qualified, perhaps very large classes, and so their performance in the school leaving exams is poor, and they're not really able to compete on a level playing field with students from privileged backgrounds. So the first thing we do is to design an admissions policy which recognizes the need for affirmative action and recognizes that you can't simply evaluate people on their school leaving results. You have to somehow assess their potential and give them a chance, give them a second chance at university, provided you know that they will cope. So that's the first thing we do, is an admissions policy designed to recruit them and to favor students from those backgrounds. The second thing we do is to ensure that that finances is not an obstacle. But at UCT we have a financial aid system which ensures that any student who we think can cope at UCT and who we wish to admit will have the necessary financial aid to get through. And the third intervention is around academic support once they're in here, because that schooling disadvantage clearly leaves a deficit, and simply admitting them and then having them drop out would not be in anyone's interest. So we put a lot of resources into what we call academic development programs. Sometimes this means that a degree will be extended over an extra year of study. Sometimes it means there'll be extra tutorials, smaller classes, special education in writing skills that may be appropriate for university level courses, and that support extends from first year through to senior years. We also have mentoring systems in place, because students coming from one background into a university situation where they're often living away from home for the first time, having to manage budgets and accounts and living on their own, don't cope for social reasons, and so social mentorship is really important as well. So a variety of interventions that assist ensuring that they get to graduation.
The session ended with the First Lady bypassing protocols and procedures by encouraging the learners to stand up to greet her.
Meeting the First Lady of America here at UCT has inspired me a lot, and it's changed my perception about her as a person and the influence she has on the youth, and the education also, what influence and what opportunities are out there for us as youth leaders.
There are many things that I have learned today, and that I will make sure that myself, I will go to school and study harder, so that one day I can come to UCT, and that will probably be on 2030.
I feel very privileged to be here, and it's a wonderful opportunity to meet her. And this is the first time I see her in person, and I even got to hug her. So it's quite a highlight of my life.
It doesn't matter where you come from. Cape Town University is absolutely the place where if you want to achieve something in life, so you can come to the university. We as youth, we are the future of tomorrow and the leaders of tomorrow, so the university is absolutely accessible.